Each button represents a victim of child abuse.
A staggering 39,000 innocent children were victims of child abuse in Michigan last year alone. Nearly 900 of those children reside here in Allegan and Berry counties. Every day, children suffer unbearable physical, mental, and sexual abuse. Children who can't stand up for themselves, let alone get back on their own 2 feet. But that's where Safe Harbor comes in. Safe Harbor is a nonprofit organization providing an incredibly simple, yet an incredibly important mission, providing a lifeline to victims of child abuse and neglect.
As a prevention educator, I go into the schools and teach body safety. What I teach is about safe touch and unsafe touch, and most importantly, how to identify a trusted adult if an unsafe touch happens. Also, through the Stewards of Children program is a prevention education class that is offered to the public along with parents, teachers, educators on how to identify the signs of abuse and neglect along with what they can do to stop it.
So recently a child came into the Children's Advocacy Center and she had a story to tell and she was nervous, so I gave her the buttons to look at, to choose a button for herself. I asked her if she wanted to put it in the jar and she elected to keep the button with her. And so we came in here, she told her story, and just like every button, it was a unique story. It was hard and it was difficult for her, but during those difficult points, she held on to that button. She fidgeted with that button, but she never once put that button down, and she told her story. When she was done, we left, and she ran out to her mother, who was waiting for her. And as I'm walking away, I hear her mother start crying, and she says to her mom, "Mommy, don't cry. This is the place that makes the bad people stop." Children, when they come here, they think that what has happened to them has only happened to them, no one else. And by showing them how many buttons are in that jar, it represents every child that has come in here prior to them and told their story.
When a child has been referred for a medical examination, the family or even the child can be very apprehensive and scared. It's important that they know that nothing is going to hurt. We have special equipment that allows us to do a very comprehensive exam. We look at them from head to toe. It is important that if a child has been abused, that we're able to identify any injuries that may have occurred to their body or any conditions that may be present. It is also important that if a child has not been abused and something else has occurred to their body that can be mistaken for abuse, that we also diagnose that condition.
Counseling provides a safe space for a child to show a therapist how well they're coping, to learn how they're experiencing what happened to them as normal, to handle their feelings, and to find a way to put what happened to them into their life story. With support, children can become survivors, and even though something terrible has happened, they can learn that they are special and have hope that good things will happen in their lives.
CASA, the Court-Appointed Special Advocacy Program, sponsored by Safe Harbor, is a program that trains volunteers to help the court make good decisions for children. These volunteers, once they're trained, are sworn in by me as the presiding judge and appointed to families that have children in the family court system. These advocates play a valuable role for me in that they provide an independent source, eyes and ears, to help me make better decisions for our children.
Here at Safe Harbor, we are strongly grounded in 4 core values that support our overall mission in the communities we serve. Children have the right to be heard, nurtured, protected, and supported. Prevention, in the form of education, is essential to stopping child abuse and neglect before it ever starts. Child abuse not only affects the victim, but all of society's ecosystem. To eradicate abuse, we need support from the entire community. Safe Harbor provides help, hope, and healing to child abuse and neglect victims. We rely on community support through volunteers, grants, and individual and business donations. With help from our community, we can provide a lifeline to victims of child abuse and neglect.
Thank you for giving me hope.